NFL Network's Lance Zierlein projected Rashan Gary to go number 8 to the Lions in his March 4 mock draft. AP Images: the 2019 NFL Combine is in the books, and the case could be made that every Michigan participant, with the exception of tight end Zach Gentry, either met or exceeded expectations at the annual event. The four defenders, defensive ends Chase Winovich and Rashan Gary, linebacker Devin Bush and cornerback David Long, performed particularly well, evidenced by the ensuing praise from analysts and outlets around the country. Here's a closer look at a few of them are saying, beginning with Yahoo's Eric Edholm. Mel Kiper projected Rashan Gary to go no. 4 to the Raiders in his latest mock draft. AP Images: Eric Edholm of Yahoo.com tabbed 15 individual athletes as winners from this year's NFL Combine, and Gary made his list. He might be a tricky evaluation because of inconsistent production last season, but Gary backed up his Combine boast to nail the workouts, Edholm wrote. Numbers in the 40, 4.58 seconds, vertical jump, 38 inches, and broad jump, 120 inches, was exactly what the 6'4", 277-pounder needed. It's believed he's still going to be drafted somewhere relatively high in the first round, even with the questions over his positional fit and lack of edge rush bend. It's easy to see why Edholm was so high on Gary when considering his 40-yard dash time, 4.58 seconds, was tied for the 12th best mark among defensive linemen since 2006. In fact, only two other defensive linemen at this year's Combine ran better than 4.79, MU's Max Crosby, 4.66, and Charleston's John Kaminsky, 4.69. Gary was also an inch and a half better than any other position mates on the vertical jump, 38, with Texas's Charles Omenihu, 36.5, being the next closest. NFL Network analyst Bucky Brooks projected Bush to go number 28 to the Chargers on Saturday. AP Images: like Edholm, The Athletic's Dane Brugler was also impressed with Gary, but offered high praise for Michigan's three others defenders who were in attendance as well. Entering the Combine, all the chatter surrounded Rashan Gary and his projected workout numbers, Brugler wrote. And while Gary performed extremely well in the 40-yard dash, 4.58, and vertical, 38 inches, he was average in the three-cone, 7.26, and short shuttle, 4.29. And it was the other Michigan defenders who really caught my eye. Pass rusher Chase Winovich, 6'2", 3/4, 256, ran a 4.59 40-yard dash, but it was his 10-yard split, 1.55, and three-cone, 6.94, that truly impressed. Both of those numbers ranked third best among defensive linemen. He also looked smooth in positional workouts and showed why he belongs in the top 75 discussion if the interviews went well. Seeing as how outgoing and charismatic his personality is, it's hard to imagine interviews being an issue for Winovich. The Pennsylvania native was one of just two edge players who finished sub 7.0 seconds in the three-cone drill, while his 20-yard shuttle time, 4.11 seconds, blew away the competition. The next closest was Kentucky's Josh Allen at 4.23, while only two other edge players finished below 4.31. Linebacker Devin Bush is one of my favorite players to watch in this draft class, Brugler continued. He is short but had better length, 32-inch arms, than expected and didn't disappoint during workouts. Bush ran a 4.43 40-yard dash, which was a tick behind LSU's Devin White, 4.42, for the fastest time among linebackers. But Bush bested White in the three-cone, 6.93, and vertical, 40.5 inches. Bush cemented his status as a first-round player. Bush's 4.43 40 time was tied for the sixth fastest among linebackers since 2006. In addition, the average time for Pro Bowl linebackers to complete the three-cone drill is 7.04 seconds, while Bush's 6.93 time obviously surpassed that. Cornerback David Long isn't the biggest, 5'11", 196, or longest 30 7/8 inch arms, but he tested off the charts with a 6.45 three-cone drill and 3.97 short shuttle, which led all participants at this year's Combine, regardless of position, Brugler said of the California native. Other impressive numbers: 4.45 40-yard dash, 39.5-inch vertical, and 3.97 short shuttle. Long also showed off smooth hips in the position drills, fluidly changing directions and staying balanced in his movements. His tape didn't see a lot of action, and he needs to do a better job staying hands-off downfield to avoid penalties, but Long is a tough-minded corner with quick feet and movement skills to handle himself in space. He was almost exclusively an outside corner in college, and scouts were hoping to see a strong workout to help project him inside in the nickel, and I think he did that. Long not only finished first in both the three-cone drill, 6.45 seconds, and 20-yard shuttle, 3.97 seconds, but blew away the majority of his competition. In fact, only 3 other cornerbacks finished below 6.81 in the former, while only one other wound up below 4.08 in the latter. 6.453 cone time for fourth best time in the drill over the last 15 years. The NFL average at the position is 6.94. https://t.co/kefdb1mac1 Dane Brugler at Deep Brugler, March 4, 2019. Michigan had 4 defensive players at the Combine, and all 4 helped themselves in the eyes of evaluators, Brugler concluded. The NFL draft runs from April 25 to 27. The outlet gave the Wolverines 4 gold medals and 4 bronze, along with 1 silver. The publication's Kimberly Jones, who was at the Combine, wrote today about a fun interaction she encountered. How about Michigan teammates Rashan Gary, 4.58, and Chase Winovich, 4.59, turning in the 4th and 5th fastest 40 times among defensive linemen, she explained. After he ran his first 40, Winovich, whose run came while NFL Network was in commercial, asked me if his family would be able to see it while watching at home. I said yes, we replay all of the 40s that we miss when we return from commercial. I think Winovich then texted home. I love that stuff. NFL media analyst Daniel Jeremiah also updated his mock draft on Tuesday afternoon, and projected 2 Wolverines to go in the first round, Gary at No. 8 to the Lions, and Bush at No. 18 to the Vikings. Gary is an explosive player who should be able to move up and down the line for the Lions, he wrote of the New Jersey native, while explaining his projection of Bush with Anthony Barr as a free agent. Bush is a 3-down linebacker with outstanding playmaking skills and leadership ability. Talk about this article inside the Fort. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. Learn more about our print and digital publication, The Wolverine. Follow us on Twitter, at The Wolverine Meg, at BSV_Wolverine, at JB_Wolverine, at AustinFox42, at Palace Wolverine, at Drew Chalet, and at QB9 Adam. Like us on Facebook.